You're listening to Independent TV 7 as it is, straight to the headlines. Maybe 2 or 3. Tribunal as it is. Lawyers to aggrieved petitioners. 1. Approach a Supreme Court if not satisfied with judgment. Now, what is the judgment? What is the take, or what is the submission? Because if a submission does not hold water, that means there is no result. A senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN Chief Soluakuma, has asked aggrieved petitioners who are not satisfied with the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court (PEPC) Abuja to approach the Supreme Court to further ventilate their dissatisfaction with the declaration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Now, speaking while commenting on the judgment delivered by the PEPC, dismissing the petitions filed by Peter Obi of the Labour Party LP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party PDP, and the hailed People's Movement, Chief Akuma said the election petition tribunal is the court of first trial. Okay, I like that word. It says Chief Akuma said the election petition tribunal is the court of first trial. Now, according to the senior advocate of Nigeria, SN, there is still an opportunity to ventilate whatever a dissatisfied party feels was not properly addressed by the tribunal at the Supreme Court. On his part, another senior lawyer, Dr. Yemi Omodele, posited that from the judgment read alive, the petitioners had only succeeded in placing something upon nothing that could not stand. Wow. On his part, he says another senior lawyer, Dr. Yemi Omodele, posited that from the judgment read live, which we heard, says the petitioners had only succeeded in placing something upon nothing that could not stand. That's rhetorical, man. Now, that means there is no case, there are no allegations. They will still keep adjourning or, looking for a way out to excuse the matter. Now, in his words, according to his words, if you listen to the judgment delivered, you will discover that the justices painstakingly analyzed, and dealt with all the issues raised and formulated by the parties. He says again in his words, if you listen to the judgment delivered, you will discover that the justices painstakingly analyzed and dealt with all the issues raised and formulated by the parties. Now, so it suffices to say that all the nooks and crannies of the petitions were dealt with by the tribunal. I salute their courage to have done such excellent work. Now, it took them several hours before the judgment could be delivered. Now, and it also took them days before the judgment could be collated and finally read. It is a good development, but if the petitioners are so aggrieved or they are not comfortable with the judgment, they can exercise their right of appeal so that the higher court can look at it and also take a decision. Now, Dr. Modele also expressed the surprise that the petitioners approached the tribunal without being able to substantiate their claims. 1, adding that the court is not a Father Christmas. Oh my God. See terms, the year terms. Well, in dismissing as incompetent the case of the alleged People's Movement (APM) seeking to nullify President Tinubu's election, the PEPC, presided over by Justice Aruna Samani, declared that issues raised by the APM in its petition contained pre-election matters that could only be determined by the Federal High Court. Reading the lead judgment, Justice Samani upheld the preliminary objections that all the respondents raised to challenge the competence of the petition. Now, Justice Samani noted that since the petition centered on the qualification or otherwise of President Tinubu to contest the presidential election that was held on February 25th, the APM ought to have gone to court within 14 days after Tinubu was nominated by the All Progressives Congress (APC). The tribunal's chairman, who explained that since the case of and also the causes of the action bordered on a pre-election matter, said the APM lacked the focus and also the local standing to challenge Tinubu's nomination. Hello? The tribunal's chairman, who explained that since the cause of that action bordered on a pre-election matter, said the APM lacked a focus and a locus standing to challenge Tinubu's nomination. You don't reach that way now. You don't reach that part that they start playing the games. What I feel here is that now they know all these antics. They know how to defend the matter. Well, I don't want to say much because that's why Tinubu puts all his own merits in his own judgment, and he believes in all parastatals and sensitive positions. He started putting all his own people as part to defend the that's how to defend and uphold unity. I don't really understand, but the constitution, if it says so, that means there is an adjustment in the constitution, because the 1999 constitution that we practice, they will tell you according to the 1999 Nigerian constitution amended, there there are so many things embedded under amendment. That is what it is. Now, furthermore, Justice Samani held that the Supreme Court had earlier decided that a political party does not have the right to challenge a nomination that was made by another political party. Okay. The judge insisted that Section 131 and 237 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, like I said earlier, made provisions for the qualification or disqualification of candidates in an election. And the court noted that the main grounds of the APM was on the alleged invalid nomination of Tinubu's running mate, Kashima Shettima. In the words of Justice Amani, it is clear that the claim on non-qualification of the third respondent, Tinubu, centered on the alleged invalid nomination of the fourth respondent, which is Shettima. Then it is a pre-election matter. Now, Justice Samani pronounced that Section 84(3) of the Electoral Act 2022 stipulated that political parties should not impose qualification criteria on a candidate except as provided for in the Constitution. According to the PEPC Section 65, 66, 106, 107, 131, 137, 185, and 187 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, settled the issue of qualification and nomination of a candidate for an election. Wow. Now he's working with an SAN, a Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Well, let's play the game of Constitution, which is amended. Now, yes, to continue, it held that where an election has already been conducted and the result declared, the qualification of a candidate could no longer be challenged based on sections 131 and 137 of the Constitution. Now, to furthermore, the court held that since the APM failed to challenge President Tinubu's nomination within the constitutionally allowed period, its case therefore had become statute barred. That's BARRAD, statute barred. Now, a return something with a robot, or qualifying that thing with one thing. There be things, so things. Well, it held that where the Constitution has qualified a candidate for election, it says no other law can disqualify such a candidate except the Constitution itself. Now, this is where the game starts. Time never permits us to go further, because it's getting more interesting. Now, keep adjourning, keep planning, keep doing and executing. Whichever way, doing good is doing good. Doing well is doing well. Let's do the right thing. I believe the right thing, and God will elevate everyone. Well, this is where I'm going to draw the curtain. I'd like you to share your views. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.
Daddy.
Yes.
Try you.
I try.